What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Market Facts, where I just give my general analysis on the market. Again, I use this more for me to track week to week, see how my thoughts are doing, see if I'm making emotional decisions. But if you guys want to tag along, use this information to help yourselves, by all means, please do so. Let's get right into it. First, gold had a stall-ish week. I actually do like this candle. I should have put a little circle there. I actually think I'm going to. I'll do that later. But you're probably going to see a rejection off this 4K mark, so I should have known that coming back up. I think it's probably going to bounce off this 4K and continue on. This also has this 50 moving average right here that it could bounce off of. So I like my chances that this is going to continue on, especially with Trump markets and just it reacting that way with uncertainty and things that he's doing. So on the Bitcoin, the next thing, actually down this week to 95K. Like I said, I'm buying anything at this 100K mark. So I bought a little kind of November, getting into November at that 100K mark. But anything below it is also good buys. It also has, let me just zoom out real quick, this trend line right here. I'll make it just light blue so you can see it. That light blue line has 1, 2, 3 touch points. So if it comes down anywhere near this red or blue line, I think it has a good, decent chance to reject there. I don't love to use trend lines a ton, but it's also bouncing off these EMAs and different things like that. So I like a good reversal here. But anything in this 95 to 90K mark is always good adds to your Bitcoin portfolio. MicroStrategy, a Bitcoin treasury company that just holds Bitcoin, again, has this reversal candle right here. So I think it has a decent chance to bounce off this 200 line, whether it bounces here and comes back down or bounces through this trend line that I have going right here. Will be time will tell. But if it does break this trend line, retest, and then continue back up, I think that will be good adds for Bitcoin as this trend also has this downward trend line, seeing if it rejects or breaks through that, it continues on. So we'll keep an eye on that this week. Going on to the actual stock market now. We had a stall week on SPY. Definitely a lot of fear this week because this candle filled. If you have a full gray candle here, you think it's going downtrend. But I'm feeling this candle is very similar to this candle. Last time we had a big drop with the China trade war, had this stall and it continued on. That's kind of what I'm seeing here is a big down candle here, that similar stall candle. It could go up, could go down, and still between this bullish channel that I'm seeing rejecting off that 50 EMA. If you look at QQQ, your invest or your tech ETF, it's doing the same thing here, rejecting off that 50 EMA. Could it reject and keep going? Absolutely. It did break this 50 EMA line a little bit, so you could see a little downside pull here before it continues on. But we shall see. Everything we're at all-time highs. You just got to play it patient. Meta, I got in a little meta position at the beginning of the week. Granted, it came back down and down a little bit on the position right now, but I'm holding this for like 6 weeks or something like that. The only adjustment I would make to my strategy is I would like to hold it for maybe 6 months instead of 6 weeks. I got to buy out those contracts a little bit better than I did. But added right around this 620 level, came back down to 610, but I like this rejection off of this 600 line and oversold on the RSI down here. So I like to see that. It's also bouncing off old all-time highs right here. So as I average in, as this goes down, I think it's going to be good adds. I might add to my meta position this week. I might add to this MSTR one this week. So we'll see how that goes. And let's just go down the list. Microsoft, I was interested in this candle right here. Just because, again, it looks like a reversal pattern off this 500 EMA, oversold on the RSI. I probably would have got in. I realized I just probably would have got a short position, taken this 3 days. Is kind of what I was looking at. And as soon as it started stalling to this 50 EMA, during the week, I was like, I would probably get out during that position, even though it recovered back and actually has an engulfing. So I think it might continue going. But just general, just like test trial calls that I would have done there just to see if it would have worked. Small positions as I average in, but just kind of practicing looking for good buy areas. Google, too much of highs. Nothing I could have really done with Google this week. Nvidia, I feel like very much the same. It started to bounce off this 50 EMA line, so could we see it continue up and go higher? Absolutely. So definitely a good rejection point, seeing if the market might go up that week. Amazon had a down week, but again has this good rejection candle again, seeing how that reacts, especially with these EMA lines coming up here. Apple, again, this one's more like Google, all-time highs, and you can't really touch it. And Costco, I am waiting for Costco to break this little downward trend line here. If it breaks that downward trend line on the daily and kind of holds above it, I think this is a great add for Costco too, as it doesn't tend to go below this 50 EMA line much. If you look in the past, it goes down really quickly and then rejects off that 50 or 100 EMA line. So as it's getting closer to that purple moving average line, if it breaks that downward trend line, I think it's good to hold. Again, I'm going to go like 6 months to a year out contracts. And yeah, so that's my basic thoughts. The only big ones this week for me, watching Costco, watching Meta, watching MicroStrategy with these certain candles and trend line breaks. Other than that, I appreciate you guys listening, and I will see you next week.